when we look at markets to do, we look at the different kinds of vendors, how many patrons are going to be there, and how many vendors there are, and the day and the time. As far as for markets to avoid, we like to see a good combination of different kind of vendors and everything. So we sell jam. And if we go in and we see 3 or 4 others selling jam, that may not be good for us because there's only a big enough piece of pie for people that are buying that. And if you're making that pie a lot smaller, not only for us, but for those that are already there selling it, it may not be what we want to do. We don't want to weaken their business, and we don't want to weaken our business. So we look at diversity within the market and see where that's at. And if it's just not there, we'll avoid going there to again, we don't want to weaken somebody else's business, and we definitely don't want to weaken ours. So that's what we look at when we analyze a market, whether or not we should be in it or not.
I would avoid going to a market that is organized by a school or like a high school that is organized a market for the basketball team or the cheerleader team. The reason I would avoid a market like that is it is usually the piano teacher that is in charge of it. They don't have any experience, and they're trying to get as many vendors to those markets as possible to bring traffic, right? Because they're doing a charity event. And the people that usually attend those events are most likely the parents and a bunch of kids. And I can assure you, they're not buying.
Not all markets are the same. Let me say that again. Not all markets are the same. And if you've been vending at market for any amount of time, you already know exactly what I mean. Some of them are great. They are worth your time, worth your effort, and worth every penny of the booth fee. But then there are others. And frankly, some of them you should just avoid altogether. Like, don't even bothering parking your car. Today, I want to talk about those markets. The one that look great on paper, but leave you drained, disappointed, and wondering why you even show up in the first place. Here's the thing. Some markets, they don't exist to support vendors. They use us. Yep, I say it. They use vendors. Now, they might say all the right things in their email or their vendor applications. They will tell you it is a great opportunity or that they're expecting thousands of people to attend the market. They will throw out buzzwords like community, local, handmade. But once you are there, it becomes crystal clear. The vendor are just background noise. We are not the focus. We are a prop, a marketing tool, a decoration to make the event look more appealing to the general public. And once you pay your booth fee, they got what they wanted from you. Whether or not you make a single sale, they do not care. They have already won. If they can show off a parking lot and they post a few pictures on social media. Let me give you an example. Some event, especially big festival or city organized event, they are really just about the turnout. They want high numbers. They want people to show up, eat the food, watch the performer, and post about it online. The vendors, we are just there to fill space, to create the illusion of a bustling marketplace. They will list us in the flyers or on their website to say, come shop local vendors, but they don't think about where we are placed, how traffic flow, or whether there's anyone even interested in shopping. We are just an afterthought.
I wouldn't avoid going to any markets. What I do is I actually shift what I'm going to be selling. So depending on the type of audience that is going to be at that market, I may shift and sell more cookies versus bread. So I'm shifting my product versus not going to a market.
And that becomes painfully obvious when you show up and find your booth sandwiched between a bounce house and the porta potties, or hidden in the far corner where nobody walks, or on uneven ground with no lighting once the sun goes down. You know exactly the kinds of setup I'm talking about. Now let's talk about the school market. I'll be honest, I have a love and hate relationship with them. In theory, school host markets are a great idea. The school is hosting a fundraiser or a family night or trunk or treat event, and they decide to bring in vendors to make it feel festive. You are thinking, cool, there will be parents, maybe some teachers, kids. It is gonna be a big event. But in reality, most of the time, folks were not there to shop. They were not in that mindset. They are there for the kids' performance, or to grab a free hot dog, or to meet with the kids' teacher. Shopping is not the main event. It is a side note. And oh, cool, vendors are here too. Then they move on. Moments on the way to the gym or to the cafeteria, they just move along. And if you're lucky, if you're really lucky, you make your booth fee back and a little bit profit. I have done market like that where I barely cover my gas costs, let alone make a profit. I have also had a few rare ones where the crowd surprised me and I sold out of a few products. But more often than not, school market are more about community present than profit. That's not always a bad thing, but you gotta know what you're walking into. So, what does all this mean? It means you have to vet your markets, do your homework, ask questions before you sign up. Who is organizing it? What is the goal of the event? Is it vendor focused or vendor just one part of a bigger event? Who's the target audience? And are they shoppers or are they there for something else? Look at past photos of the event if you can. Ask other vendor what the experience was like. Don't be afraid to message someone and say, hey, I saw your wear at this event last year. How was it? Did you make any sale? We all start somewhere. And I get it. Sometimes you don't know until you go. But over time, you start to develop a sense for what is worth it and what is not. Because at the end of the day, your time matters, your product matters, your energy matters. There are a great market out there, ones where the organizer truly care about their vendors, where they put effort into promotion, layout, vendor support, and getting people there to there who actually want to shop. Those markets are out there. They are gold when you find them. But they had bad one too. You don't owe those one your time or your money. Don't be afraid to say no. Don't feel pressure to sign up for an event that pops into your feed. You are not missing out. You are protecting your business, your inventory, and your sanity. Every market is unique, but that doesn't mean every market is worth your presence. So be smart, be selective, and most of all, trust your gut. Thank you for listening. If you ever been burned by a bad market, or if you find a hidden gem of a show that surprised you, I would love to hear about it in the comment section. We learn from one another, and every time we share a story, we help another vendor. Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Underground queso. So some of the best queso I ever tried.
Thank you. Thank you.
See ya, guys.
Hi. Would you like to try some queso?
You're saying this. So which one did you say?
How you doing?
Most markets, they're better when they're in the parks, but when it's in a parking lot, it tends to be a little bit less popular. There's not really people wanting to particularly go to a parking lot rather than a park where they can have their kids go to the actual park while they're shopping around.
Hi. Would you like to try some queso?
You're saying this. So which one did you say?
How you doing?
I think we see.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yes, we went to a much bigger market, and at that market, they had a lot of vendors and they had a lot of people, but very little shoppers. So a lot of people came, but hardly anybody shopped, and that was coming from us and from the vendors around us as well.
Yeah, I've had it on burger. I see it on the tacos now. Use it. Oh yeah. Yeah. Huge fans.